meditation, it's something that requires highest degree of alertness, awareness. It's almost like you're standing in the middle of a jungle and you know the tiger is anywhere around and it can strike at any minute, and you are in a highest state of alertness so that you can respond to the situation. This kind of awareness is needed in meditation. So much awareness that you become awareness. You synchronize with awareness. You are a field of awareness which has no shape, no size, no color, and it's infinite. This highest state of alertness looks at the life in a different way. Since the alertness, awareness, consciousness, whatever you want to call, is so powerful, that rest of the life becomes visible as a separate entity. The sansar operates with its own toys, time and space. Whatever we do in life, we require time. Whatever work we do, we think of the results in the future. If you want to make X amount of dollars, you start with that objective in the mind. And then you perform the action to bring the results and the money home. You want to go on vacation, you make so many plans. Vacation has not happened, but the plans involve the future, and you remain occupied until the vacation is finished. Life goes on with events like this. And whatever we get at the end of that, it gets used up, whether it's money, vacation, and it keeps on changing until the new objective comes up, and we keep on playing with these things. All this requires management of time, sacrifice of the time, and you need resources. You need a car to go to work. You need your body, which is material, to communicate with the world, to speak to them, to listen to them, to touch them, smell it, whatever. The whole involvement of the sansar is a play of time and space. Space because all these objects which are in front of us, including our body, they are separated from each other with space. So as the space separates all these objects, whether it is the smallest thing like you and your computer, you and your spouse, you and your children, you and your office workers, mountains, rivers, everything requires space to be separated from each other. Then only journey is possible. If they were not separated from each other, journey could not take place. And for a journey to take place, you need space between the objects. So the whole life is nothing but series of journeys of individuals, animals, birds, towards their goals with the highest state of awareness. You can realize all these things happening under the watchmanship, observership of this entity called alertness, awareness, consciousness. And since we can be aware of time and matter and the space, we cannot be that. It becomes a separate entity. The space that we see around us is separated. The objects, the matter, everything is separated by the space. So the space that we see is a smaller version of a bigger thing that can come through the consciousness. The space that we see around us also exists because of the objects. The distance between the two objects is the space. So even the space that we know as a space is an illusory existence between the objects. It requires objects to be defined. But consciousness takes you away from all the play of the samsara, where time and space is being utilized for everybody, by everybody. And with this interplay of time and space, with the alertness, you can witness this as a dance, as a play, just like a mother is watching the children playing in the playground, and they utilize different objects to play with, whether it is a swing or a crowbar or different toys to play with. But mother is continuously conscious and watching the kids play so that he doesn't get hurt, and at the end of the day takes the child home as the play is over. So through our power of attention, observation, consciousness, we analyze our own life and the whole world's life going across in front of us. The only difference is there is no separate mother. It's only us. We, as a child, are playing with the toys called time and space. But in us only there is another field where we can observe the whole event, evolve ourselves, transcend this play where the time and space are the toys with which we had been playing only because we did not know about this field of alertness. Once you transcend the mind, you have peace, because all your sufferings were because you wanted the objects of the pleasure. You had to run, you had to fight, you had to compete. For everyone, there is nothing but stress in life because our eyes are on the objects. Our alertness, consciousness is dormant. That's why we don't see the real picture. Through the power of alertness, we can watch the life. Then the running for the objects, running away from the objects, all that becomes a play in the playground. Then there is no suffering at a loss. There is no overjoy of a gain. You remain sthita prajna, well balanced. And in that state, since there is no time, there is no place, there is no space, the birth and the growth and the decay and death all stays behind at the material plane. In the spiritual plane, you are Shashvat. You are beyond time and beyond space, because time and space was an illusion of the mind. Mind looks at the life events as frames. Different frames are stored in the mind level like a hard drive. And comparing one frame with another creates an illusion of the time. And the same thing, if you want to look at a room, you're sitting in a room and you look at the left side of the wall, and then you move your eyes to the right side of the wall. From the left wall to the right wall, it takes microseconds, very, very small microseconds, to go from one side of the wall, one wall, to the other wall. And that requires one frame of the left wall, another frame of the right wall to compare with each other. And that microseconds gives you an idea of space. Imagine by the time you reached to the right wall, if you forgot about or wiped off the memory of the left wall, then you will have no idea of the space. So the time and space are creations of the mind. But in the highest state of alertness, mind remains distant. with its own toys of time and space. And then absolute space, absolute peace, absolute emptiness in its infinite glory, and the peace shines. Enjoy the bliss. Enjoy this ultimate state and transcend the playground called life. Have a good day.